Do you have a shaky doorknob or one that just doesn't seem to want to work the right way? Well, in this video we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to remove and then reinstall a new doorknob into your home. This works for the interior as well as the exterior of your home. Hello, my name is Dave the Family Man, and the tools that you're going to need are going to be either a Phillips head or a flathead screwdriver depending on which type of doorknob that you have. So, for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and use this power drill just for the removal portion of it. Maybe a little bit of the tightening, but obviously not all the way down. We don't want to strip anything out. So on the left side, you'll see on the locking side of the doorknob, you'll see these two screws, one on each side. Just go ahead and alternate, loosening them halfway a piece until they come out all the way freely. At the same time, you want to make sure to compress down on the exterior doorknob plate and the interior doorknob plate that you're working on. Now you want to make sure that when the screws come out, don't lose them. Set them off to the side. You're obviously going to need them unless you have a new doorknob and you're going to, well, most likely you have a new doorknob and you'll have new screws as well. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and remove this one and install it back in since there's nothing wrong with this one currently. So this is the locking knob portion. This just falls off, but it will guide right off as soon as you remove those two bolts on that side. Set that off to the side. And we'll go to the keyed side knob. Now in order to get the keyed side knob out, all you have to do is compress down on the latch bolt and then slide out the keyed side knob. Now I want you to just take a look here. This beveled right here, it's like a crescent shape. It's going to need to fit within the crescent shape that is also on the locking side knob. So just be mindful of that when we're reinstalling. Alright, set that aside. Now we're going to remove these two bolts here and here. Now we will remove the latch bolt, and the latch bolt also has the same crescent shape as well as two holes that the keyed side knob will need to be guided through. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 different locations where the keyed side knob is going to need to go through the latch bolt as well. All right, so now that that's removed, you take your new latch bolt, make sure that it's facing in the correct way so that it locks and guides in. So the portion that slides down like this needs to be facing the door frame. Slide it back into place. Take your two screws, hand tighten at first. And hand tighten at first. Now for time's sake, I'm just going to go ahead and quickly turn the power down my power drill. Obviously not all the way. Also, when we are reinstalling, I like to keep everything loose until everything's together. That way we have some play to work with just in case we need it. So we take the keyed side, make sure it's on the correct side that you want the key access for the key to go through. So in this case, it's going to be facing out towards the hallway. Make sure that the knob is facing in the correct direction, which you want the key to be facing when it's going in. You'll see the crescent shape, and these two rods and shafts need to be guided in through the latch. So compress the latch, guide those 3 rods or shafts into place. Take the locking side knob, find the crescent in the center, and when you do that, you want to guide it right into place into that crescent that I had showed you. There we go. Now, after you get that in, you're going to want to turn these latches. A little bit of distance there. I shouldn't turn that. There we go. Okay, so one thing that you want to be mindful of as well is the lock itself. If it's not facing the right direction, there's a white rod down the center there. So you want to make sure that that's lined up with the shaft in the way in which it's angled on the other side of the door. There we go. Now we're guided in the right way. The plate is also facing the right way. Take your two 1-inch bolts and guide them back into place. Now you can tell if your 1-inch bolts are not latching back into place, or if they are, relatively quickly. You'll feel whether or not they are screwing in. If you're not sure, you can just pull back, and if the screw doesn't come freely right back, usually that means that you've threaded the screw where it needs to be. Now if the screw itself just goes all the way to the back and just drops in immediately without being really screwed in, then you've missed the hole. You're not where you're supposed to be. Now for time's sake, I'm also going to use my power drill here. Just really quick, remind you, not all the way. We don't want to strip anything out while we're working here. Alright, now we go to a hand tighten all the way around. After we hand tighten this, we're going to go ahead and test the knob just to make sure everything works the way that it should. Mind you, when you're tightening everything down, make sure that you don't he-man it too much. You don't want to strip any of the bolts out, because then you're going to have a bigger problem, especially if you strip out a bolt on the edge of the door frame here. Good. Also, I have noticed that if you tighten down too much, you can restrict the flow of the knob itself as it's twisting and turning. It won't be free as it is there. All right. So next, we're going to test it. Door closes freely, opens freely, lock. You want to test the lock actually before you close the door, just in case you don't want to lock yourself in the room. All right. Lock works. Well, actually, I guess you won't lock yourself in the room because knobs out here. All right. So in this video, we have gone over how to remove and then reinstall the door knobs as well as the door latch. The faceplate I didn't do. It's just 2 bolts on the side. You can remove that and install that as well. That's entirely up to you, but for time's sake of the video, I decided not to do that, just to do the knob and the latch itself. I thank you very much for watching. My name is Dave the Family Man. Take care. Have a great day.